that shake the ground, unveils a truth where lies abound. Politics, justice, social streams, he molds the chaos into dreams. No silence here, just the sound of change. Boom, ping, ping, rearrange. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, or the airwaves kin. Through the static, through the noise, he amplifies the people's voice. Boom, ping, ping, like a heartbeat's call. He's got the wisdom to break down walls. Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Welcome to the program. Today is Monday, January 12th, 2026. Let me begin the show by thanking someone. I don't know who, but on Friday, I got notification that I received a package here at Good Karma Brands. As you all know, I was not here on Friday, but I did get notification of a package, and I'm always a little leery when I get a package, and whoever tells me that I have a package sent to me here at Good Karma Brands, you got to make sure it's not ticking, just to make sure. So I received this. Xavier, can you zoom in on this? I received this beautiful award. It's got the Truth logo on it, and it says Listeners Award. And it says #1 national and local political correspondent, national and local award-winning radio broadcaster, best DJ in the state. Finally, somebody recognizes my musical talents. I'm going to finish reading it, Xavier, then I'm going to hold it up for the camera. Gifted new music creator, presented to Sherwin Hughes, always giving us what we need. So whoever the person is, because they didn't put a name or an organization on the box. It's a really nice box. It's blue. It's got velvet in it. So thank you guys so much. This is very nice. Now, I'm a little nervous because I don't know who it's from. What if it's from Trump? It's still nice to be recognized, I suppose, but I don't know who it's from. So whoever you are, thank you for this award. It looks like that might be glass. If it is,
the wording is very Trumpian.
It's giving me a lot of accolades, that's for sure. But if you think about it, Donald Trump would only say these things about himself. He would never say this about another human being. So someone is very, very nice and very accommodating. I do appreciate you guys. I don't do this work for any kind of award or recognition because it's mostly thankless. I do it because I feel lucky that I get to engage with my community every single day, and we get to have discussions. And we let other people in on our discussions because it seems that so few people know who we are as an African-American community in Milwaukee. The rest of the world knows who we are. The rest of the country knows who we are, especially when it comes to our battleground state status, because they know that however Milwaukee votes and in what kinds of numbers and percentages can very well determine who is going to lead the free world. So there's always been this outside curiosity about who we are, but the people that are here, that live here in this town, don't seem to know us very well, or they just stop at the obvious, or they stop at the generalizations, and they stop at the stereotypes, which gives myself and my colleagues an opportunity to better explain who we are. And I also want to say this. The negative things that are said about our community, in my opinion, is much more reflective of the people saying those things than the people of our community itself. We are some of the most honest, decent, hard-working human beings you would ever have the pleasure to meet. The unfortunate thing is the bad apples make the news, and it gets pushed and circulated on social media. And if you don't know us and don't know our history and our trajectory and all the things we had to do to just get basic levels of decency here, you just dismiss us to the worst headline you could possibly read. I want to do a little bits of clearing up of some of those negative stereotypes and generalizations that exist about us. Maybe it does some good, maybe it does not. But I'm sure you all heard, and I believe that my colleagues Dame Elsie and Homer Blow may have discussed on their program about another retail outlet closing in our community. The Aldi grocery store is closing. And so I read the comments on one of the local news stations that posted the article that Aldi is closing. And it's a real shock to the system because last week we found out that the Sherman Park grocery store, they are in jeopardy of closing too. And so we went into this whole long, deep philosophical discussion about food deserts and what are we going to do, because the places in which people can get healthy food and fresh fruits and vegetables are few and far between. And oh no, we have these designated food desert areas. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's the end of the world, because a food desert is a grocery store more than a mile from a residence or a residential area. A mile is not very far. But so for me, a mile is not very far. If you don't have transportation, or if you don't have reliable transportation, or here's another one, 28,000 of you are subject to get your vehicles towed wherever you park them. City of Milwaukee passed an ordinance in 2025, and it went into effect January 1, 2026. If you have a certain number of unpaid parking citations on your vehicle, they can tow your vehicle on site. Ladies and gentlemen, as someone who has had the dishonorable distinction of having their vehicle towed before, it's not good. I parked in an obvious towaway zone. I was like, I'm only going to be in here for a minute. Because there was literally, when I say there was nowhere to park, I was parking right around the area of 6th and the Wisconsin Avenue. Big old towaway zone, don't park, no parking ever, towaway zone. I'm like, ha, I will be like lightning. I will go into this building. I will take care of my business ever so briefly, and I will come out. They will not tow my vehicle. Go into the building, go into the floor that I need to go into, handle my business. I was done in that building even faster than I had anticipated. So as I'm riding down on the elevator, I'm not thinking for a second my vehicle was going to get towed, because how quickly could they show up? By the time I got to the lobby and out of the front door, my vehicle was on a flatbed. Now, I had a stroke of good luck now. I said to the fella, the tow truck fella, he was one of them private contractors, and sometimes they can be jerks. I said, look here, man, give me my vehicle back. He said, I can't do that. I already phoned it in or called it in or sent it in. Can't do that. I said, what I'm supposed to do, man? He's like, well, here's what he did. And this is not customary, and I probably shouldn't be saying this, because if you find out who he is, he's going to get fired. He's like, here's what I'm going to do for you, fella. Call me fella. He's like, why don't you hop in with me, and I'll just drive you down to the tow lot. So he drove myself and my towed vehicle to the tow lot, where he then immediately unhooked it, unlatched it. He went and gave the paperwork for my vehicle, whatever. And I was able to retrieve my vehicle like instantly without having to pay a storage fee. But that's not typical. There are a lot of people in our city that have transportation issues. They don't have a driver's license. Their driver's license is suspended. Don't have a vehicle because vehicles are expensive. They got a bunch of unpaid parking tickets. And so there's about 30,000 people who are subject to be towed. So that makes the closing of grocery stores or any other retails. We've lost a lot of Walmarts. I'm okay with that. Some of you are not okay with that. We had too many Walmarts. There was a boom of building Walmarts in cities that went way too far. Walmart has never been that damn popular. What I want to combat today, I'm going to provide you a whole bunch of information from a bunch of different angles like I do, so that you can win the next argument or win the next debate when somebody says, and there's always some idiot, well, they're closing all of the CVS's, and they're closing all of the Walgreenses, and they're closing all of the Walmartses, and they're closing all of the Sherman Park grocery stores, and they're closing all of the Aldi food markets because you blacks are stealing. All you blacks do is steal. You steal canned goods, boxed goods, you steal cars. What else do the blacks steal? You steal hearts like a thief in the night. You black folks just steal. Well, I want to ask you the question. We've got a poll up on the YouTube because I'm very curious. Do you believe that theft is the main reason why stores are closing in the Milwaukee area? Even though big box retail and Walmarts and CVS's and Walgreens have been closing all over the country, it seems that Milwaukee is a particular case because there's something about the black community in Milwaukee that has the absolute worst reputation, which conflicts with what I know about us. But if you don't know, and if you're not deeply involved and engaged, and if you aren't familiar with people in our culture, you may think that we are the worst people on earth. My experience with black folks, and I live in the hood. I bought a house in the hood, and I couldn't be happier. I would rather live where I live on the north side of the city of Milwaukee than in any suburb. And I've been to all of them. Hell, I grew up in a suburb. I grew up in a suburb and lived there long enough to know that is never where I would want to settle. That is never where I would want to buy my real estate. No way, no how. There's nothing appealing, nothing attractive about it whatsoever. In fact, worst part about the suburbs for me, and this is my personal opinion, your opinion may vary, it's the goddamn people. The houses are nice, but the people that are in the suburbs, my opinion through decades of living there, are worse as human beings than the folks you find in the city. I'll fight you on that. They are some of the most disrespectful, ornery, self-centered, egotistical, think the world revolves around them kind of people. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to first direct you to the YouTube. If you haven't done so already, go to youtube.com or open up your YouTube app from your smartphone or other mobile device. Search 1017 The Truth, hit subscribe. You'll be able to join our chatters, and you also will be able to vote in our YouTube poll. I'm asking you, is theft the main reason why stores in Milwaukee are closing? And over the last couple of years, it's been probably a Kohl's department store or two, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong with that. Walgreens, CVS, Walmarts have been closing, and now there's an Aldi that has closed. And then last week we found out about the Sherman Park grocery store, which is in danger of closing as well. Not to mention the number of restaurants and bars, et cetera, et cetera. So is it us? Is it the people? Are we unbearable? Are we thieves? Is it all the crime and the shooting of the people in the face and in the back and in the neck because there's shootings in Milwaukee? Is that the reason why things are closing, or is it maybe something else? We shall discuss. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Now I'm an award winner. Yet another award. I won this award from a person, or a listener award. So, Xavier, is this from a listener or all of them?
I think it's from your stalker.
Oh, which one? Well, whoever my stalker is, I got really good taste in awards. All right. Take a break, come back. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back shortly.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Where's that same devastation? Where's that same anger? Where's that same hurt for other American citizens who lost their lives to guns? When we talk about the loss of life here in America, if all lives matter, y'all got to start acting like all lives matter. I feel bad for any loss of life because it's not fair and it's not right for anybody to take somebody's life. That's not what we're put on this earth to do. I hate the fact that in this country that we live in, that violence is so rampant. Violence is the norm.
Download the new 1017 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Anyway, you can catch me any day, sipping Hennessy, and my peeps get plenty yay. There are many ways to see that I hold this dough. Cats faked it, I made it, I told you so. Mocha latte, kid, me no play, stress-free, sexy, and Montego Bay. You know it's a pity that y'all look like idiots. Yo, boo, let me know when I should rip this cat.
Our phone number, just for reference, is 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. I'm trying to ascertain the reason why we are losing so many retail outfits and outlets. Is it the crime? Is it the theft? I have some details I want to share with you about theft. Theft exists. Stuff gets stolen. You all have stolen stuff before. I have. Got caught too. But you don't make it a habit. I mean, I was young. I did stupid stuff when I was a kid. We all did stupid stuff as a kid. That's what being a kid is for. But what I'm going to clear up later and give you guys more detailed information is that, so there's two different types. So it's larceny. Larceny is, so all theft is larceny. All larceny is not theft. I think that I got that right. Theft includes stuff like fraud and embezzlement. But if you take something with the explicit purpose of depriving somebody else of, like shoplifting. Like, oh, I'm going to take this pack of bubble gum and it's going to be my bubble gum. So the intent is to take something that does not belong to you and to deprive the rightful owner from having it. That is larceny. So I'm going to be using that term. But there's two kinds. There's the external. So when you all go into a store and you steal stuff, like you wear a trench coat, or whatever you wear. What do you guys wear when you steal? You got to wear stuff with pockets in it. Do you take a backpack in the store? Like, what's your preferred method of concealing your theft items? I don't know, when you go and steal deodorants or bars of soap or other convenience items that you may steal. So that's external. That's somebody coming into a store. It happens every single day. That's why they have two-way mirrors all over the place and cameras and whatnot, because you guys steal very much. Apparently, we're going to get to the bottom of it because I got some details and some statistics. Also know that when a store, a corporate outfit, puts out a press release and says that they're closing, they may cite theft, but they'll never tell you the numbers. They'll never tell you how much money they actually lost. They'll never tell you how many arrests were made. They'll never tell you how many times they called the police, because they're lying. They want you to think that it's your fault that they are closing. So with the two types of larceny, one is basically shoplifting. Somebody goes into a store and they see something on the shelf and they put it in the pocket and they walk out of the store. But the other one, which is mentioned far less often, is internal. You know who steals more than shoplifters? People that work at the damn store. All of you have done it. You gonna sit here and tell me that all the places that you all have worked, you ain't never took a pencil? You never took a pen. You didn't take that notepad. Everybody take them. I mean, not me. Those legal notepads, the little Post-it notes. And you can justify it by saying, well, they don't pay me enough. I feel entitled to take this notepad. I feel entitled to take these ballpoint pens that say Good Karma Brands 1017 the truth on them. Employees steal. The percentages is less than shoplifting, but the dollar amount is higher. But for some reason, you never hear any of these retail stores mention that. It's called shrinkage, internal shrinkage. Let's say you do inventory and you work for, I don't know, Best Buy. Do people still go to Best Buy? Like, honestly, who in the hell is keeping Best Buy in business? Best Buy and Arby's. I'm just curious who is still going to Best Buy, but whatever. And let's say you're doing the inventory for the Best Buy. And the truck is coming in, and then there's 32 flat screen TVs on the delivery truck, and you're the inventory man or inventory woman. Women can do inventory too. I have a whole section of the show that I may or may not get to. If I say I may not get to it, I probably won't. But it's talking about feminism, but I want to give you what some of the backlashes and response, men's response to feminism has been throughout the 1, 2, 3, 4 waves, and you're going to be blown away. It's something I've talked about on previous programs, but I feel like going in depth on it because I don't know if people are quite grasping the overall like social consequences, and I'm saying consequences, to feminism, because whenever there is a change in society, there's going to be a backlash, there's going to be a rebellion, because if a group that was previously marginalized or they were stifled or they were discriminated against, whenever they get some access and some opportunity, somebody's going to push back on that because it means that someone else is going to have to modernize their understanding. And it's so incredibly clear with women and the advances that women have made. And we can talk about dating and, you know, women sometimes saying they can't feel feminine because they have to be the man too. This, all that stuff. So that men have been pushing back on feminism in ways that are probably covert, but once I bring them to your attention, it'll make a lot more sense. Don't let me forget to talk about that, guys, because ain't no telling which direction this show may go in, but I do want to get to how men have rebelled against the different waves of feminism. Sherwin doesn't care. You can be a feminist. You can, whatever that means for you ladies, if you want to, even if you want to be a fella, I mean, I'm not going to hang out with you. But if a woman wants to do something, well, who am I to stop a woman from, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, this is a Sherwin thing. And I've been accused, in fact, Xavier, last time you were here, you accused me of, you said, oh, way to have 2002 politics. I think you remarked on my antiquated political understanding. I'm going to correct you on that. My politics are actually not 2002 at all. My politics are 1975. So even 2002 politics is way too modern for me. But if there's a group of women that say, screw it, we want to be dudes, I will never tell them they can. In fact, congratulations, gentlemen. I'm not hanging out with you. You know, but I don't have to. You know what I mean? Because I just don't know if we could relate. If you're a new man, just like I wouldn't hang out with someone, a boy who went from 17 to 18. He's a new man. If a 42-year-old woman decides at her 43rd birthday she wants to be a man, she a new man too. It's a whole bunch of stuff that she don't know, and I'm not here to teach. I'm not giving out no internships on how to be a man. Just like I wouldn't hang out with a 17-year-old that just had their 18th birthday because they is a new man. I wouldn't hang out with a 47-year-old woman from Grafton who decided she wanted to go from Gertrude to Gerald. That's just a me thing. You can get mad at me if you want to. I'm used to it. You can get mad all you want because guess what? I got an award. Look at this thing. Let me look at it. This is so nice of whoever gave me this. The Listeners Award. So it's from all of you. All 42 million of you. You know what I heard even at my father's funeral? Sherwin, boy, oh boy, that Tory Lowe, what are we going to do about him? I'm like, hey, my father is dead here, so can we not? Sorry, Sherwin, but boy, that Tory Lowe. Everywhere I went, at the repast, somebody came up to me. My aunt and uncle own a bar. We went out to People's Lounge the evening of the funeral. A guy came up to me, oh, Sherwin, sorry for your loss. Boy, that Dr. Ken sure is something.
What's their umbrage?
What do you think? They have political viewpoints that are, at times, really far away from conventional African American wisdom. And it's cute to offer it, but it's unpopular. But whatever, we'll talk about that another time. I'm not over here trying to bash my colleagues. They have their opinions, I have mine. Another grocery store closing near Milwaukee food desert. The Aldi grocery store near Sherman Boulevard and Custer Avenue was closing on Sunday, so it closed yesterday. The area of the city the store is located is close to a food desert. Alderwoman Andrea Pratt, who represents the district the Aldi is in, said its closure would likely create another widening existing food desert. Quote, "It's devastating to the neighborhood. I don't have any major grocery store chains in my district anymore," the alderwoman said. Many customers were just learning of the closure when they went to shop on Friday. So I'm going to take a break, come back, talk about the closure of Aldi, and here we go, another grocery store is closing. But is it because of you blacks? You blacks like to steal, especially Hyundais and Kias. Now, apparently, is this the reason why the Aldi is closing? I'm going to give you an in-depth perspective on the other side. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Day 1, diagnosis day, the hardest day, the day you hear,
"I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer."
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them, epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, am I not supposed to play R. Kelly? Oh, I'm not? Okay, well, that's too bad because I've got a bunch of songs I'm probably going to play by R. Kelly. So that's going to be unfortunate for some of you. What do you want me to do? What? This music. He did stuff. A lot of people do stuff. White folks do stuff to us every day, and we give them all of our money, our time, our attention. We use their social media platforms. Hell, I drive a Tesla. I don't always feel good about that, but damn, Elon, you can make a car. He can. There's nothing like it. I wish there was something like it. There's nothing like it. But when he says stuff, like somebody will send me something like, hey, Sherwin, did you see what Elon said today? I'm like, oh, no, what did he say today? Oh, dag nabbit. All these stupid blacks need to go back to where I'm from, which is Africa. I'm like, oh, Elon. But I'm not a canceler like that. I think that there are people that exist in a world that's already divided that do and say things that we wouldn't do, that we fundamentally disagree with. Now, it depends on what the hell it is. But I don't think you take somebody's livelihood. And if anything, it's a tool of the powerless because you're not impacting the institutions, you're not impacting any structure by going after a single person. And if anything, by going after a single person because you don't like them or what they said, what they did, or what they stand for, you are going to probably embolden them and incite some kind of rebellion. And I also don't want to extinguish nor punish art because of the troubles of the artists. And we have to sometimes compartmentalize these things. And you can list a whole bunch of singers and songwriters and actors that have had really troubled pasts, that did really awful things, who very well may have been tortured individuals in their own right, and then we find out all the stuff they did, and then, oh my God, we hate them. But the art that they created, whether it be movies or music or whatever, was a result of how tortured they were as a person. That's where a lot of really creative endeavors come from, so it's really hard to extract that. Right? So I'm not canceling R. Kelly. I wish he wouldn't have did... Did you guys see the PP tape?
I was just going to ask you that.
Of course I saw it. Who didn't see the PP? The PP tape was trending in the early 2000s. Now, here's the thing. I wasn't there. And for good reason, because I'd have gotten splashed. But I don't know the details. I know that he ultimately was found not guilty of the PP. He didn't. No. He was not found guilty of that. There's a whole bunch of things that could not have been substantiated. A bunch of things couldn't be proved. So who are we to indict him on the PP when the evidence was presented to a court, to a jury, and they said, no, we're not gonna indict this particular PP incident. There will be others, but not this one. Bill Cosby. No one can take away the multi-generational impact that the Cosby Show had on America, where you could see a black family, the husband and the wife professionally employed, going through the ups and downs and trials and tribulations of raising 5 kids in New York and just seeing what their daily lives were. I don't think you get the credibility of a Barack and Michelle Obama had America not been so enthralled and entertained by the Cosbys for a decade, if not more than that. It became normal. We normalized black middle-class families to where it wasn't a fluke, it wasn't an accident, it wasn't some weird example created by affirmative action. It is how an awful lot of black people live, especially during that time, because you had this image of the Cosbys, but then you also had a crack epidemic and gang warfare and drive-by shootings and Bloods and Crips and the impact of awful, visceral and violent hip-hop music. But then on the other side, you had this dichotomy of the black professional family where everybody went to college. In fact, the spinoff of The Cosby Show, A Different World, if it wasn't for A Different World, I never would have seen myself at a 4-year college or university. Now, Bill Cosby did some bad things. He put the pills in the jello pudding and they make you go sleep. And he did very bad things, and I was torn by that. I wish he wouldn't have put the pills in the jello pudding. Because, Bill, you probably could have slept with a lot of those women anyway. If I ever get a chance to interview him, I better hurry up because Bill's getting old. I would just be like, Bill, we admired you. We looked up to you. You provided like a standard for a kind of sophisticated, classy black behavior that we could use as an example, but then you put the pills in the jello pudding and then you make the ladies go sleep. And then you did very bad things. I just would want to ask him why he did that. However, if I was in a room with Bill Cosby and he offered me some jello pudding, I don't think I wouldn't eat it. Because you know what I mean? That's not fair to judge him like that, but he clearly has put the things in the jello pudding. Many customers were just learning of the closure of Aldi when they went to shop on Friday. Quote, I was like, oh no, wow, what are we going to do? That was the first thing, so we made sure we went major grocery shopping today, but yeah, we've got 5 kids, so it's going to be a lot more difficult, Chelsea Powell said. How far will you have to go when this one closes? WISN 12 reporter Kendall Keys asked shopper Yvette Willis. Oh, about 15 or 20 minutes away, Willis said. A lot of people in this area do not have vehicles to travel, so having something in walking distance is very important. Do people really walk to the grocery store? I don't. Does Aldi still charge you for a shopping cart? Xavier, do you go to Aldi's?
I haven't been there in a long time.
Okay. I think I only went once in the 90s. It was just never my thing. I never needed to go to Aldi's. And when they first arrived in the Milwaukee area in the 1990s, they weren't at all full service. They had really few and limited items. But when Aldi came, we were saturated with grocery stores. We had Cub Foods, Jewel Osco. You had Kohl's grocery stores. You had Pick and Save grocery stores. You had a whole bunch. You had local mom and pop owned grocery stores, so I never found it necessary to go to the Aldi. And as I went away to college and came back, there were still other grocery store options that I was much more familiar with, never went to Aldi. But apparently, in the last several years, Aldi's has gone a little bit more upstream with some of their offerings, but clearly too little too late. But I also didn't like that they didn't give you bags. You didn't get grocery bags. That's stupid. What's the whole point of going to a grocery store if you don't get them damn plastic bags that you put in that drawer? I have 37,592 plastic shopping bags in one drawer. The drawer is starting to, like the wood, the nails are starting to splinter because I got so. Why do I do this to myself? And you know you're not supposed to throw your plastic grocery bags in with the trash. You're not supposed to do that. They don't like that. You can't even put your plastic grocery bags in the recycling. You have to take them back to the grocery store. But I don't do that because what do you think I am? I'm not going to go to the grocery store, have my groceries put in a plastic bag, have 37,592 plastic grocery bags, and then take them back to the store? No, I dispose of them. I'm not going to tell you how because I don't want to implicate myself, but every now and again, like a couple times a year, because you figure if you go to a grocery store, you do your big shopping trip. How many bags of groceries do you have on your big shopping trip? You can have 10, right? Depends on how they bag it. When I put my groceries on a conveyor belt, and sometimes I do the self-scan, the little kiosk, only if I got a few items. But when I do my big trip, because there's not enough room, you know what I mean? If you have a bunch of stuff in the cart, you only get that little silver tray. You know what I'm talking about? The little silver tray right next to the little scan area where you got to put your groceries. I don't like that. So when I do my big grocery shopping trip, I put my grocery items on the conveyor belt in the order I want them bagged. So when I get home, the order that I put my groceries on the conveyor belt is how they were bagged, and it eases me when I put my groceries away. You understand me? So I put like my dry goods, my rice, my spaghetti, I'll put it together on the conveyor belt to put it in the same bag, and then when I get home, boom, put the rice in and the spaghetti. It's a certain part of my cabinet or in my cupboard where I put all of those things, you see. But I might have 10 grocery bags. And sometimes they double or even triple bag your groceries. So if you got 10 grocery bags, you might now have 20 or 30 plastic grocery bags from a single trip. Now, assuming you go to the grocery store, I don't know, once a week, every 10 days, do the math on that. I said all that to say this. There really wasn't a point to any of that. I'm going to take a break, come back, and let's dig into why some of these retail outlets are closing. And can you please stop saying that black people steal? Do you know who steals more than us? White people. White people steal everything. Land, culture, music, art, lives, safety, sanctity, health insurance. They steal everything, but for some reason, we, the black folks, get blamed. Like the land where an Aldi is, I guarantee a white person stole it. If you go back far enough, a white person was like, hey, get out of here. Get off of this land. And the natives were like, dude, chill. We've been here for like a couple thousand. Get out of here. Or like in Gaza. Have you guys heard these stories where like Palestinian families, I'm not kidding you, a Palestinian family would like go out to dinner, right? Would come home and Jewish people would just be in their house and be like, yeah, we're not leaving. Because they could do that.
I've heard many stories like that, especially in 1947.
Oh, it was way after 1947. Do you know how mad I would be if I came home, like if I got home from the radio station today and it's like a German family in my house? I'd be like, what is... Well, Sherwin. Looks like we have taken your house. I'm like, if you don't get your German asses out, we will go nowhere. And then I'd say to the German family that just commandeered my house, like, how did you get in here? And then they'd slap me and say, we will ask the questions. And you know what I mean? They'd slap me. That's not cool. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com. Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
Been listening to you guys for probably a month. It's some change now, and this is one of my favorite radio shows. I'm 24, so like I used to think talk shows was like an old head thing, and y'all got me hooked.
Welcome to Truth Nation. We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017. Milwaukee Black Talk, 101.7 The Truth.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The MPS City Conference basketball season is starting to heat up, and we are bringing you all the live hoops action right here on 101.7 The Truth. This Friday night, we have a City Conference matchup as the Milwaukee School of Languages Hawks travel to take on the Audubon Tech Cardinals. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth app and 101.7thetruth.com. City Conference basketball is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools, MPS Proud, and presented by Gruber Law Offices.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
Regroup, rethink, and reshape, and get on the front lines. It's only to your benefit. I always tell people, you helping the overall ideal of a better community, it actually helps you out. It helps you out. It helps your family out. It's time. Do not bring that reactionary attitude into the new year. This is the best time to start fresh. This is the plot. They plot this out, and it's been going on for years. This is normal. This is the way it is. This is where we are right now. It's all buddy-buddy. And if you're not a part of the friend situation, you're not getting in. They don't want nobody getting in and seeing where the messy. That's why I'll never get in. Because they know I'm not going to play around about my community. They know I'm not going to sit in no meetings and see y'all shucking and jiving and sniggling and giggling and not say nothing about it. I'm going to tell you to shut up.
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Live on YouTube and right here on 101.7 The Truth. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. Baby, I don't want to hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess to you. I don't see nothing wrong.
Ooh, I'm going to get in trouble. Playing this Robert Kelly. Oh, y'all remember what you was doing when this song came out. A combination of both bumping and grinding. Hello, Alan. Good morning.
Hi, Sherwin. How are you?
Doing okay, Alan. How are you?
Oh man, I'm not doing too well. You know that Aldi's, that's the one we go to. That's like right here, like a block from my home. Part of my retirement was to be retired, walk over to the Aldi's, buy stuff, talk to my neighbors. This whole thing, they told me, the manager in there told me like a day before they told everybody else.
Maybe
what
you
they
should
were
stop
doing.
stealing, Alan. That's why it's closing, because you people.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that because that's not why they're closing these stores. But I want to talk about stealing. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you now something that you want to talk racism.
Yeah.
My wife got profiled in a store, not in Milwaukee. On Friday afternoon, she got profiled in a high-end store somewhere west of here. With a bunch of goofy. I gotta watch what I say.
Hold on,
a bunch
Al,
of goofy
I want to know the name of the store. You can say the name.
No,
of the
I'm
store.
not going to give you. No, because it's being litigated. But the thing is,
wait,
we
you're
walked
suing
into this.
somebody? Hold on, Alan. You're suing somebody
Yeah.
because your wife was profiled. What do? Throw her to the ground and accuse her of shoplifting?
No, it went. They accused. They followed her around. They did it because she was black, and I don't like doing this stuff. But I see it and I deal with it. We deal with it too much. This was so blatant.
You're really
He
going to
asked
hire
me.
a lawyer and sue a store?
I already got one. I got lawyers on retainer all the time.
Okay,
Sure, when I got
great.
lawyers.
I don't
That's
doubt
what we
that.
do.
But you're going to try and get this company, who also has lawyers, to admit that they followed your wife around. What are you looking for? Like $1 million? Like, what are you?
No, I don't know what I'm looking for. This, I want this person to be fired, but I want them to explain their policy to me of how they decide who they're going to fire. Now, you've never seen Ty, but Tyronda's beautiful. We don't look broke. When we go places, I walk around town around here doing whatever I do. But when we go places, I go get my good car. I don't park my stuff around here all the time just because. But we'll go somewhere. We got cars parked. I'll
What's
go
your
get my
good car? Alan? What's your good car?
Which one? I got a couple, but one of them just an AMG Mercedes.
Go on.
It's all right. I mean, it gets me where I'm going.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead.
But what's better? I got a couple old. I got an old Cadillac Fleetwood that I really like a lot too, but that sticks out a bit much. I don't like driving in the winter because of salt. Then I got some Oldsmobiles. But yeah, if we go somewhere, I go get that. I don't park it here just because. I mean, some people seen me come home. Some of my neighbors know. But anyway, so we go to the store. I drop her off, And I tried. She told me to groom, so I cleaned myself up. And she always looks good. We
What's
go into
the
a store.
Give me a hint. Is it in Brookfield?
I'll tell you. Somewhere in that area, yeah. Not in Brookfield, not in a mall. It's standalone.
Is it a clothing store? Shoe store?
Kinda. For women. Kinda. Not really.
So your wife walked in the store and they followed her
More
around.
like jewelry. More like stuff. Yeah, different stuff.
Von Mauer?
So, no, they weren't just following her around. Here's what they did. I walked in, too. After her, I walked in. Now, I'm not... Say what you will, but when I clean up, I look good. And I was feeling pretty good. We had a nice ride out there and everything else. And I walked in, and the woman... I saw her, but I didn't stop to talk to her. I walked in, and this woman instantly keyed on me. And that happens a lot because, they figure you're going to make some money. But I ignored her, and I walked on. Then I came around, and when I walked over by Ty, you could watch this woman's face just, melted, right? And I said, okay, cool. And then people, you get into that, we know what this is type stuff. But what is it? Anyway... All of a sudden, so we go. She goes around a counter looking at some products, and this woman steps up to walk where she could, and then blatantly turns, and just is staring at us. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no effing way this is happening right now, but it's really happening in real time in front of me. And
so what was the ultimate result? Did they accuse your wife of stealing? Alan, because I got to get to the end here, buddy, because I got to take a break. So did they accuse your wife of stealing? Did they search her? Did they call the police on her? Like, what happened that you're going to sue them?
I tried to get them. No, they didn't. I tried to get them to call the police on me, but they wouldn't do it.
So nothing happened?
No, something happened already because corporate called me when I got home. I had somebody call the cops out there.
Did anybody say anything to your wife? Did they accuse her of stealing? Did they ask her to empty her purse? Did anything significant take place?
Yeah, it was significant. They were staring at her, following her through the store. That's very significant.
Okay.
To me, maybe not to you. To her, it was. She felt violated.
And you're going to sue the store because they were staring at your wife. Alan, you got to admit, when you and her walked into...
I already talked to corporate. They're already taking me serious, Sherwin. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to let you go. Right. She got insulted at St. Luke's a couple of years ago, but she had an operation. She went into a room, and she brought her own little jammies and everything, and she was, Alan, please don't let them see me without my hair, right? And I came in there, and these guys laughed at her. Why would I be sitting in a room in a suit at 11 o'clock at night in a hospital if I'm not her husband? These guys, I'm not used to being ignored. They ignored me, blah, blah, blah. They were laughing. I know they were laughing at my wife.
Because she didn't have her hair on.
Enough.
She wasn't wearing her hair.
No, anyway, maybe they were laughing.
I gotta go. What was the point of that phone call?
I don't know. Profiling?
Okay, I gotta take a break. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 2.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to co-host of the Dunker Spot podcast, Steve Jones. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 1017 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis, or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkbylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We ended off last hour with one of our lovely and frequent callers and listeners, Alan, talk about his wife, who is African American. Alan is absolutely not African American. That he believes his wife was racially profiled in a store that he did not name, and he was so egregiously offended by his wife being apparently stared at that he has threatened to sue, and he has called corporate. What the hell is corporate even going to do? Here's how I would handle that. Now, I'm different than most. If I don't like the way I feel or the way I'm treated when I walk into a store, I'm just not going back. Now, he ain't going to sue nobody because there's no case. Now, if they said, ma'am, you stole something, empty out your bag, and they called the police and the police harassed her, now you got a lawsuit. But to be honest, y'all, if you ever saw, and I posted pictures of Alan and his wife before, because he used to send me pictures of him and his wife just out on the town. It was real weird. But he would just like send me pictures to my Facebook of him and his wife. Then I posted pictures in our Hughes Views Facebook group. That's the Facebook group that corresponds to the show. And a lot of y'all commented like, oh, yeah, this is a couple worth staring at. Him more so than her. They are a very unusual looking duo, but they seem to love each other very much. Alan has been calling my radio shows at 3 different radio stations for better than a decade, and every single time I ask to speak to his wife, and he never puts her on the phone, or she's mysteriously busy or not there, so we don't. He also tells us that his African-American wife is even more conservative than he is, and he is a devout Trumper. He's actually still a devoted Donald Trump supporter. So I'm always interested in hearing from African Americans who vote for and support Donald Trump even still to this day. So, Alan, if you're still listening, and I know you are, I would love to have a conversation with your wife, just to talk to her. I'd be very nice to her, but we'd love to hear from her. The year in which we have the most recent data is 2024, as the Federal Bureau of Investigation is still compiling crime and arrest numbers for 2025. Hopefully by mid-year we'll have the 2025 numbers. Arrest figures for larceny theft. This is a category that encompasses shoplifting. So some of you think that we've lost the Walgreens and the CVS's and a whole plethora of Walmarts on the north side of the central city, and more recently an Aldi. And I'm sure there will be more stores that will close because you are thoroughly convinced that when you locate such retail outfits and grocery stores in black communities, that black people we walk in and we just thief. We steal everything. We'll steal the clerk, or the cash register, bubble gum, feminine hygiene products. Like, some of you actually think that when a store exists in a black community, none of us have money. We just go in and we help ourselves. That's what some of you think. And when you hear that another retail outlet, another store is closing, you think, oh, look at the blacks. The blacks are doing all of the stealings, and that's why the stores are closing. Earlier, I remarked that, so shoplifting is probably, as far as frequency goes, external theft is number one, but internal theft is secondary as far as items go, but it's a higher dollar amount. So theft, and this is anywhere, doesn't matter. It's suburbs, city, Midwest, down south, East Coast, California, wherever. People that work in stores steal higher dollar amount items than people that enter the stores as shoppers. This is an absolute fact that is undisputable because the people that work in the stores have access to inventory that shoppers do not. Now, there's security measures, and you probably have cameras, but if you go like to a CVS, they got stuff locked up. Like, what's like Similac and that kind of stuff? Like, you have to go and get an employee to unlock some of these cabinets if you want to get certain items. Where if you work at the store where they keep the stock in the back, ain't none of that stuff locked up. So just when you think about shrinkage, what we call retail shrinkage, which is a really, really big cost. It's billions of dollars a year that retail outlets lose in shrinkage. Shrinkage is either shoplifters and people coming into the store and stealing. Shrinkage is also people that work in those stores that are also stealing stuff too. And a lot of times it's justified by saying, and I'm not saying you're supposed to steal now. Don't steal. Unless you have to. Unless it's like, what's something that just you have to steal? You don't want to steal it, but you have to steal it. Like, I don't know, like native land. You got to steal it because where else are we going to put the suburbs? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have to steal, make it worth your while, right? Okay. Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, number of arrests for shoplifting. Well, the category is larceny theft, which includes shoplifting. This is in the whole year of 2024. 1,451 Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islanders were arrested for shoplifting. That's a really low number. I trust them in my stores. It's got to be a couple million of them in the country. And if only 1,451 Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islanders were arrested for shoplifting, hell, I trust them to run my store. That is 0.3% of shoplifting arrests were committed by Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islanders. And plus, you can't really hide a lot in a grass skirt. You know what I mean? Like, you can't hide a lot under a coconut bra. So that's probably why they don't steal much. How about the category of Asian? Now, remember, there's so many flavors of Asian. There's Korean Asian, Filipino Asian, Vietnamese Asian, Laotian Asian, Thai Asian, Chinese Asian, Bangladesh Asian, Indian Asian, Pakistan, Afghanistan Asian. Technically, Russians are Asian. Russia's in Asia. Asia's in Russia, right? Since we're doing geography, can we just admit Europe is not a continent? It's not. Why do we say that we have 7 continents? There are not 7 continents. That is a lie that people still repeat. You can look at a damn map and see that Europe is attached to Asia. If anything, it's Eurasia or it's Western Asia, but Europe is not its own separate continent. Can you just, for a moment, appreciate the arrogance of white people saying, nah, we're our own continent. Yeah, but you're not a separate landmass separated by a body of water from another landmass. And the Europeans are like, we don't care. You know what that's like saying? That's like saying Milwaukee is its own country. Hi, welcome to the country of Milwaukee. You're going to need a passport in order to be able to enter. That's stupid, right? Saying Europe is a continent is just as stupid as saying that Milwaukee is its own country. Shut up, Europe. You're a bunch of Asians who don't have a lot of melanin. Let me get back to the story here. There were 9,310 Asians arrested for larceny, which includes shoplifting, in 2024, the year in which the FBI has the most recent compiled data. Asians made up 1.7% of shoplifting. So for those of you that think the reason why these stores close and the Walmarts close and the Walgreens close and the CVS closes and the Aldi's closes because people are shopping, it's not the Native Hawaiian and the Pacific Islanders nor the Asians. They only make up 2%. So 98% of other races are doing all of the stealing. Let's continue. American Indian, Alaska Native, they made up 1.8% of shoplifting arrests, or 9,494. If anybody should be able to go into a store and steal, it's a Native American. Like if I was a manager of a store, which I'm not, but if I was, and I saw a Native person walk in, like they're just fresh from the powwow. They got their feathers on. I love the Natives a lot. I think they love me too. I'm not sure, but I love them so very much. They have powwows. They dance. It's beautiful. And if they walked into let's say I'm managing a CVS, okay? And I'm standing in the CVS that I'm regional manager. And the Natives walk into my CVS through the automatic doors. I say, hi, welcome to CVS. How can I help you? And I'm going to do my best Native American accent. You ready? This is me as a manager. Hi, welcome to CVS. How may I help you? And remember, they're fresh from the powwow. They got their feathers on. A couple of them are shirtless. It's fine. They're very beautiful people. They're beautiful. And they walk into my CVS. They come in through the automatic glass doors. And they say, hey, we're glad to be here. Can you point us in the direction of the disposable razors? Because that's how they sound, maybe. I don't know how they sound. Why are you guys being stereotypical? And I point them in there. Oh, it's aisle 7. Shall I walk you over? And we powwow on over to aisle 7. And I would just turn my head. I said, well, if they want to put a couple of razors in their feather headdresses, I won't say a word because this land used to be theirs. This is also why I'm not a manager of a CVS, because that whole thing I just described was intensely racist. But I'm just saying I wouldn't. I mean, what do you want me to do as a manager? Like, I don't own any of that stuff. Are managers supposed to, like, if somebody is stealing out of the store, what am I going to go chase them? Well, stop stealing products that aren't mine. I'm not going to do all that. Some of y'all security people, y'all do too much. Somebody over here stealing a 12-pack of Coca-Cola, you over here chasing them down like they're a murder suspect. You better let them take that damn Coca-Cola. And plus, most security guards are fat people. You already know that you can get away with a whole bunch of stuff. If you walk into a Walgreens or a Walmart or a CVS or all these places that have security and the security guard is fat, take whatever you want. Stop. Don't make me chase you. And then right when they steal all the Coca-Cola and they run out the door and the security guard goes, well, I'm never going to catch them, so I'm just... Black African-American. Oh, boy. In the calendar year of 2024, 183,319 Black or African Americans were arrested for shoplifting. That is 34.4%. That's okay. Everybody relax. That's a sizable number, but there might be reasons behind that. We'll table that for a second. Let's get to the number one category. The most arrests for larceny theft, a category that encompasses shoplifting, from the year 2024, the year in which the FBI has the most recent compiled data. White people were 329,494 shoplifting arrests. White people are 61.8% of total arrests for larceny, which includes shoplifting. It's the whites that steal. So hold on now. I need you to explain this to me because a bunch of y'all are smart people, or at least you claim to be. So when a Walgreens or a Walmart or a CVS or an Aldi closes in a segregated black community, you blaming the black people when white people are twice as likely to steal? You know what it is? This is what it is. They look at us. They think that us as black people are going to steal because we know that they're looking at us. We ain't new to this. So we walk in, we know all the eyeballs are on us. And so when we walk in, that's when the whites come in right after us and just be loading up. They got trench coats on. They walk in looking all slim with a trench coat. By the time they walk out, they look fat because they stole pillowcases, boxes of aspirin, tampons, Fanta orange. What else do they steal? Maxi pads, bubble gum, bags of Hershey's Kisses. You know, because they got Valentine's candy out. White people be stealing, you know how the big heart-shaped boxes of candy, white people be stealing those. And because when they walk out, you can see the outline of the heart candy underneath their trench coat. They look at us like the stores think that we're stealing, and it's really the white people that are doing all of the stealing. So please, ladies and gentlemen, stop saying that African Americans are doing all the stealing. A recent summary data set based on FBI figures estimated these numbers for the year 2025. So I just gave you 2024 numbers. In fact, white people, let me give you the numbers again, 329,494 arrests for larceny, which includes shoplifting. White people were 61.8, almost 62% of shoplifters. They estimated for 2025 that white people are going to steal even more. So in 2024, it was 329,000 arrests for shoplifting for white people. In 2025, that number is going to go up to 456,780 whites. Do you have a problem? Just pay for stuff. You're not Christopher Columbus. You are not your ancestors. You can't just take. You go have to use some legal tender. You got to use money. That's so crazy because they're the master race and doing all this stealing. Now, hold on, though. African Americans, our shoplifting numbers are going up a little bit, too, in 2025. But don't worry about us, though. You need to relax. We have different reasons for stealing. We may be stealing out of necessity because of economic deprivation. White people are stealing just because they can. White people would steal black hair care products just for the hell of it. I'm going to get away with stealing some of this Afro conditioner. Did you say that on the air, Xavier? Xavier said,
I went to school in Brookfield, and white kids, I know for a fact, steal for fun.
There's a rebellious streak through the suburban white child because they're just so protected. And if they do something, they're not going to get in trouble anyway.
They're not going to get in trouble in Brookfield.
I saw more drugs in my suburban high school than probably any other place I ever went as an adult. Kids they smoked weed. There was a weed smoking bathroom. You know what's crazy? The teachers even knew about it. Because the kids, the teachers wouldn't even, because they didn't want to jeopardize these kids' futures. It's so crazy growing up in a white environment because culturally it's so different. So different. Now, you go to a black school, you got all this security, you got security guards, you got school safety, you got metal detectors. You go into a white suburban school in a rural area or some kind of suburban enclave, no metal detectors, no school safety. You got a kid, oh, hi, I'm just going to my math class, walking into school with an AK-47. Oh, Johnny, put that AK-47 down. No. All right, Johnny. You're a black kid and you have a damn pocket knife. They have a zero tolerance policy in a lot of these schools that are urban, where you've heard these stories of there was a 5 or 6 year old kid in kindergarten that had a nail file in their backpack and they expelled the school. And the mother by accident put the nail file in like a fingernail clipper. Go look it up. There's a 5-year-old child that was expelled because there was a fingernail clipper in their backpack. Yet Chester and Winston bring shotguns right through the middle of the school. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
Another function of white supremacy, don't teach black people stuff, because if you give us a little bit of knowledge, we'll invent something totally new. That's why it was illegal to teach slaves to read, because if we could read, then we could write. And if we could write, we could communicate. And if we could communicate, we could plan. And if we could plan, we could strategize. And if we can plan and write and read and communicate and strategize, we could overthrow white supremacy, because they've always known how fragile it is.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
All you have is one. One chance after an accident. One decision on who to call. One shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Linda says, Sherwin/Truth producers, please don't play R. Kelly. Why not? R. Kelly ain't do nothing to you, Linda. You're too old. What's the truth? He didn't. She says, I can't listen to R. Kelly or Diddy. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. No, it's not. Not for me. It's not. Because of what they were, well, I guess, convicted. I can't say accused. So, Linda, because somebody was convicted of something, you can't listen to their music anymore? Is it the music's fault? The beat's the same, the lyrics are the same. Now, sometimes if you listen to some of the lyrics, there's messages that hinted at some of their sinister actions and behaviors. I was just tired of being torn. I know that when we first heard music from some of these artists, it was very innocent and it was a good time. We were at a party, we were out dancing, and the music was the soundtrack to our lives. There's nothing more powerful than music. It takes you right back to that place. It does. Can I do a side note on dancing, on going dancing? I was watching I'm into these YouTube soap operas. Don't ask me why I watch what I watch, because I can't even explain it. And it was about women wanting to go dancing, and this lady was complaining that her boyfriend never wanted her to take her out dancing. She always wanted to go out dancing. And then there's a whole nother part of the show where, you know, men should be asking women to go out dancing. And it's a modern show. It's set in modern times. I think dancing is something that happens spontaneously when you're out in an environment where there's music and you're having a good time. Like you start dancing. But to go dancing, I think is gay. For men to say, "Hi, honey, I want to take you out dancing." That's when your wife or your girlfriend needs a gay friend. Let him take her out dancing. Dancing to me is not a date. Dancing is something that will happen like spontaneously or naturally or organically when you're out, you're having a good time, and then, they play that song, and then you get up and you dance. But to go to a place with the explicit purpose of dancing I don't like it. Because what if you don't want to dance? The mood has got to hit you just so right. And plus, I'm too old. I think a 50-year-old man with a white beard like I have, if I'm out there dancing, that's weird. That's creepy. It's not creepy? I think it's creepy. But women love to go dancing. Or ladies, go dancing with each other. Have a woman say, "Oh, you need to take me out dancing." I will take you to a place where dancing happens, but I don't want to feel obligated to dance with you. But then again, you can't dance with another man. Can I do another side note? I need an opinion on something. We're going to get back to... I'm going to give you the details of why a lot of these stores are closing, so when you hear about the next one closing, and there will be a lot more in 2026 that are going to close, please stop blaming the people. Stop saying it's people are stealing and it's crime in the neighborhood. It has nothing to do with that. But what they're doing is the stores, when they're closing, they're not giving us the actual truth. I mean, I'm going to give you the truth as to why they're closing. They are okay with local media narratives and social media narratives saying, another store is closing in a black community. Those black people must be stealing. That has nothing to do with it. They are losing more profit from their own employees stealing and embezzling money from these companies than they are from external larceny, which is shoplifting. That's the absolute fact. But they're never going to tell you that. So check this out. I was kind of talking to this lady, right? Wasn't really odd. It was getting, it had the potential to be something. Because I take it slow, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to jump into nothing because women don't offer much. The more women want to be like men, the more I might as well just kick it with a dude. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't do women stuff anymore, so whatever. I'm not in a rush. So I found out about her past. Fellas, let me ask you this. We know that there's code. You don't date a woman that dated or was married to, like, a friend of yours or even an acquaintance. Like, if I just kind of know a dude, that's different. But if I'm, like, close with him, if I'm cool with him, if I have his phone number, if I hang out with him socially, I don't care who the woman is. I'll never date his ex. Because one thing I don't want in common with another man is the same woman. It ain't worth it. You know what I mean? I don't know if I should say this. So I inquired about, I didn't inquire. Well, I kind of inquired. Because I got to know a little bit about this woman's past now, because you ain't going to have me out here looking like a whole fool. Because Milwaukee is small, right? And so I just need to know who you were involved with previously, because, and y'all, I know you can relate to this. I know some women are probably going to push back and say I'm being a jerk. If a woman dated a particular man or a particular kind of man, and if I don't like him, who he is, what he does, and what he represents, I'm not going to date that woman because I'm going to be judged like him. And we all make mistakes in dating. We do. It's a part of it. But when I found out she dated Mandela Barnes, I stopped talking to her. Ain't no way. Hell, no way! No way! Can't do it. Under no circumstance.
What do the Red Pills guys say? That's a high-quality man, high-value man?
I don't have to doubt my credentials of quality. Hell, it's only like 3.5 black men that even do what I do. I'm very rare, and I'm smart, and I'm funny, and I'm very handsome. You know what I mean? I ain't broke either. So I may not be 6 feet, but I got at least them other 6s now. And then some. Hey, I got some to give away. That's neither here nor there. But when I found out about her involvement with him, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Am I wrong for that? Ladies, if a man you are somewhat interested in, you come to find out that he used to be with, used to hang out with that heifer that you can't stand. You can't stand that heifer. You probably are not going to want to involve yourself with him because you're questioning his taste in women. And if he, the man who you might be talking to, was involved with that heifer, you don't want that same man to be involved with you because people might see you out with him and be like, wait a minute, that's that dude that we saw a few months ago last summer who dating that heifer. And not, because reputation is everything, especially in this little tiny, gossipy, raggedy, podunk town of Milwaukee. I got to be extremely careful of who I'm seen with. And I really wish it wasn't like that because I got caught slipping a couple of times. In fact, a listener of my program, I thought I was creeping. Well, I was only going to lunch with somebody. I hadn't seen her in a very long time. She was like, hey, Sherwin, let's grab. I hadn't seen her in probably like 2 or 3 years. And all I knew of her was her Facebook page, but her Facebook page pictures were even older. So I hadn't seen her in like 2 or 3 years, but her Facebook pictures were like 7 or 8 years older. But I knew her in person, you see. She's like, hey, Sherwin, because she lives in Illinois. She's like, hey, I'm going to be in town on whatever day that was. You want to grab lunch after your show? This was a very attractive woman last time I saw her, okay? Very attractive. I was like, oh, yeah, totally. It'd be cool to catch up. It wasn't a date. We were just going to grab lunch, okay? So I get to the restaurant. I see a listener, and I started talking to the listener because she hadn't arrived yet. I was early. So he and I are talking, and then all of a sudden behind her, or behind the listener that I was talking to, she walked up. And when I say she let herself go, I'm talking, she went from being attractive to booger wolf. I hope she's not listening. Well, she knows. She knows she let herself go. She looked a mess. And it wasn't just like how she just let her hair wasn't done, she didn't do any makeup, but she looks semi-homeless. And I know what she does for a living. Like, she has money. Like, she didn't even come dressed appropriately. And so I'm talking to the listener, and then she comes up, she's like, Sherwin, oh my God, it's so good to see you. I was like, damn. And so the listener looks at her, looks at me, and is like, well, Sherwin, good luck. Good to see you. I'll see you later. I'll see you in the YouTube chat tomorrow. It was so embarrassing because he thought that I was meeting this woman for a date. He thought that there was something going on between me and this lady. Wasn't none going on. I didn't even want to eat my food. I was so embarrassed. And then so we sat like on a little patio area. And so when I looked into the restaurant, I could see him. He was staring at us. It was so embarrassing. It was so. Now, he didn't say nothing because he was in the YouTube chat the next day, and I thought he was going to blast me for being with the booger wolf, but he ain't say nothing. I said all that to say this. You will be judged by the company you keep. You will be judged by how you present yourself, how you look, how you dress. And I know what some of y'all are saying, but that's not fair. Don't judge a book by its cover. If I don't got time to read the whole book, all I have is a damn cover. And y'all know that that's the truth, because if you're applying for a job, you know to dress nice going to the interview because you are fully aware that how you present yourself is how the world is going to treat you. Like, I could dress up like a damn fireman, and it's a fire, and somebody says, oh no, there's a fire, and I'm dressed like a fireman. Sherwin, help us put the fire out. Don't judge me just because I'm dressed like a fireman. I'm not putting out any fire. Why would you judge me just because I'm wearing a fireman's hat? See what I mean? So if you dress like garbage, people are going to treat you that way. I'm not saying it's right. It's not nice, but you make a conscious decision how you want to interact with the world. That's why I got an issue with people out here wearing slippers and pajama pants and bonnets. You are choosing, and I've heard the discussions. One lady said, "Oh, Sherwin, it was my day off. I didn't feel like getting dressed." And keep your ass at home. You got to leave the house looking like that. Okay, anyways. I couldn't date somebody that was involved in Mandela for a number of reasons, right? If I'm going to have a woman in common with a man, the woman ain't going to be her and the man ain't going to be Mandela Barnes. Let me take a break, come back, get everything back on track again, and we're going to talk about why these retail outfits are closing in Central City communities, and it's not the reason that you think. It's not because of crime and theft. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors breathe especially high levels of this dirty air. But this crisis has a solution. My name is Sasan Sadat, and I work for Earth Justice. I'm working to clean up our air quality, particularly for communities that bear the burden of diesel pollution. For the sake of our lungs, our health, and our climate, the future of trucking in this country has got to be zero emissions. Until then, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Earth Justice is fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. If clean air matters to you, visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles. The slate's coming in.
What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's gonna be different. I'll fall in love again, a bit friend. Yeah. I like them cool and kinda cocky, not too much to make a move. And try to lock me, try to take away the jewels. You cannot stop it, gotta understand the rules. I've been the type to wear the heart on my sleeve. Been the one to always choose the wrong play. Like the type to ever see me lonely. I keep my socks on during loving. In and out, baby, in and out, can't play.
Robert says, if you can't dance, just say that. No, it's not that I can't dance, Robert. It's just I don't want to go on a dance date. That's gay. I may go to a place. So first we'll go to dinner, get something to eat, maybe have us a few little drinks, and maybe we'll go to Gibraltar. Gibraltar is a place where dancing is spontaneous and organic. If I'm going to dance, it's going to be because of that, because, they playing a particular song that I want to dance to. I don't want to go out on a date. Sherwin, take me dancing. No. Go dancing with your gay friends or go dancing with your girlfriends. I'm not going to take a woman dancing. Well, we got to dance all night. What if I want to sit down? What if I don't like the music? What if I don't like that song? I got to dance with you all night for what? I get tired easy. And then you get sweaty. Go dancing? If I was 19 or 20 at a teen nightclub, absolutely. But I'm not going dancing. I don't know what it is about women that like to go dancing. I'm not, even if, I know what some of y'all are thinking, because some of y'all dudes are simps, and you'll do whatever the woman says, whatever she wants to do, because you think that's going to get you in her good graces, and that may get you closer to physical affection with her. Here's something you quickly going to learn, simpity, simps. If you just let a woman make all the decisions and talk about, like, I want to go here, and you take me here, and you just acquiesce to her, she ain't going to like you no more. Because you're not making any damn decisions. You can't let her make all the decisions. She'll get bored with you. And then she eventually going to start calling herself the man in the relationship. If it's something that I don't want to do, even if she wants to do it, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to fake it just to appease her. I can't do it because I'm not going to have a good time. Sure, when I want to go dancing, then go. Call me tomorrow. You don't want to take me dancing? No, I don't. I've seen a bunch of dudes dancing, and also I got a problem, and I don't want to get into it because then
you don't like dancing?
Do you see how? I mean, I do my little two-step. Am I going to go out dancing with the express understanding that we're going dancing all night? Absolutely not. I may go to a place where dancing happens spontaneously, but I'm not, Sherwin, let's go dancing. No, I'm not going dancing. I may dance, but I'm not, Sherwin, let's go to the place at 7 o'clock and we're going to dance all night. No, absolutely not. And I look at, Milwaukee we got trends going on. It's mostly with young people. And I see the low end music and how these men dance like women. They twerk. Their pants are hanging down their butts. Their underwear is showing. They're over here dropping it like it's hot. I'm sorry, y'all, that's gay. You know what it is? A lot of these boys grew up without their daddies, and they watched their mamas and their aunties and their grandmamas and their mama's friends all dance like women, and they've kind of adopted that into the culture. There's just no masculinity. Men need to just move your upper body. You ain't got to be jiggling your hips. Why is a man jiggling his butt? Why is a man twerking? You don't got to jigglate. You don't got to be all loose in your bottom joints. My joints ain't that loose. Why is your joints so loose?
What are you going to do at Man I Trust that concert?
Chill. Sway a little bit in my VIP seat, sipping my top shelf cocktail. That's not really dance music. I mean, a couple songs are a little bit more upbeat, but I appreciate the musicianship and how their music is arranged and composed, and I love the lead singer and I love the bass lines. I'm not dancing. I go to 30 or 40 shows at the rave a year. Only time I danced, easily. There's probably, the rave has got 250 shows a year. I'm easily at 10% of them. Yeah. Easily. I ain't up there dancing. I might stand up and do like a little shoulder thing. You know what I mean? I might bop a little bit, but am I going to be jiggling and twerking? No, because if one of y'all see me out there jiggling and twerking with loose hips, y'all going to take a video of it, post it on social media, and y'all be look at Sherwin jiggling. What happened to Sherwin?
You're having fun.
Nah, I can't have too much fun. I'm not going to be, especially if I'm out there jiggling and twerking by myself. If I'm with a woman, that's a little bit different. But even then, I still have to do a manly dance. Robert over here saying, if you can't dance, just said it. Robert, you probably be out there twerking. Robert, I'm putting my good panties on tonight, the silky ones. I'm going to be out there jiggling. Let me get there early and just twerk. Robert be spinning around probably, doing a pirouette. Let's see what else we're saying here. Randy says, nothing wrong with that. Inquiring about someone. Thank you, Randy. Don't you want to know who, fellas, women, y'all are different. Fellas, don't you want to know who this woman was involved with previously? Some thug with no job. He had 12 kids, or if he sold dope. Like, do you want that woman? Because she has poor taste. And you can't sit here and say, oh, well, she dated terrible guys in the past, and now she's dating me. I'm a step up. Please don't think that way, because you're her next bad decision. If she's dated terrible dudes in the past and she's dating you, you're terrible too. Some people are just cursed. And I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm being honest. Who you are as a person will attract a certain kind of human being. And you know that. There are some people that attract, especially, and I feel bad for those folks. If you want to get married and do all that traditional stuff, but you just attract horrible people, what we're not going to do in 2026 is say, oh, all these men are terrible, all these men are trash. No, honey, there are wonderful men out there. They just don't like you. That's all it is. You can't bash men. If the man you want doesn't want you, just be practical and be accountable and responsible. Be like, whoa, let me understand why he does not want me. Because I don't got nothing to offer. I was just talking to a girl about this the other day. And it's a stupid question to ask. In fact, I'm going to stop asking it. I was like, oh, what do you offer? She was like, kindness and support? I was like, I can get that from AI. Well, do you do any? And she wants to be a trophy. That's her thing. She doesn't want to do nothing. I was like, okay, there's going to be a man, I'm sure, that will take care of you because of how you look, because there's dudes out here that'll do that. But what are you going to give him? Well, I'll be nice to him. You're going to be nice. You should be nice to strangers. And the more I pressed her, the less she had to say. But I just knew that just wasn't a person for me. But I wasn't hanging out with her as a potential date. It was somebody that I ran into. I knew her for some years, ran into her. We decided to step out. And she was an embarrassment, too. We were at a place where you have to be a little bit more sophisticated. And she kept, taking selfies. You know what I mean? And she's real obvious with it. It was just so embarrassing.
How old was the female?
She's in her 30s.
Ah, too young.
Mentally, she is. But women in their 30s usually have it together. I wouldn't date a woman in her let me see.
Oh, man.
I mean, as long as the person is an adult, I can't date an old woman. I can't.
What's old?
Older than me. I could date my age, but I can't touch 60. That's too old. I feel about older women the way women feel about young guys. Hear me out. A 34-year-old woman who's got it together, job, life, career, house, got investments, she's good, right? She ain't dating no 19-year-old. For obvious reasons. Sherwin at 50 ain't dating somebody getting Social Security. I'm just not. There's nothing I don't know. Just like we wouldn't expect a woman who has got her stuff together in her 30s to date a teenage boy, I'm not dating somebody's big mama. I don't even like dating women that have grandkids because that's crazy. It makes me feel old. You my grandmama boyfriend? Not no more, I'm not. Can I call you granddad? Nope. Be 22 years old. My grandmama said she like you. I'm like, you got a 22-year-old grandson? That's crazy to me. All right, let's take a break. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. You guys can date whoever you want to. I just don't want to date a woman who may have dentures. Well, The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Milwaukee Black Talk.
You don't want to be there. You don't like the work. You don't like the people. Now, there are some differences. The only difference is modern American slavery and capitalism versus 19th century. We were dramatically more primitive back then. And a slave that is able to buy their freedom is the same as the disaffected, disgruntled worker that is able to buy their way into entrepreneurship because that for them is free.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Here's to a Wisconsin winter you will always remember. To playing outdoors in a winter wonderland. Here's to cozying up around the fire and holding someone close. And to staying downtown, where the food scene makes your heart sing. And to celebrating moments frozen in time. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your winter getaway at travelwisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Back too close, you ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north.
What are we talking about? Somebody told me to get back on task. Do y'all not know that me being off task is task? And let me tell you why I have incentive to go off task, because I got an award. Do you guys see this? This is, Xavier, let him see it. Zoom in on this. This is a solid diamond. This is a 1,300 carat diamond award that I received. Hold on. This is a listener's award. This is better than getting a Grammy. This is like a radio Emmy Award, Tony Award, a Grammy. I basically won an Oscar for being pretty much the best radio host that's ever lived. Look at that. Look at the beauty. Look how thick it is. It's thick. Look at that. Yeah, get in there. You see how thick it is? Look at that. That's beautiful. I do not know who this is from. Person who this is from, can you text me so I know? And so I want to be able to thank the appropriate people. Or do I just thank everybody? Because this was not cheap. And it came in a nice package. And they didn't say on the box who it was from. So a lot of times, so the lady at the front desk, she was like, Sherwin, we don't know what this is. Do you want us to throw it away? I was like, no, we're going to see what's in it first. So here's what's crazy. They so didn't trust, because it was in a kind of a big box, a big old brown box. And it had a lot of like bubble wrap and stuff in it. So when we receive packages here, they keep them at the front desk because people send us stuff all the time. They were so afraid of what was in the box addressed to me, they put it in like a separate room and a closed door, which I didn't like that. I felt some kind of way about that. Like, oh, somebody sends me something and it might be a bomb. First of all, it came like last Thursday or Friday. So if it was a bomb, it would have went off already. And she's like, oh, let me go into this other room behind this closed door. They put it like in a storage facility. Like, that's not very nice. Why do y'all not trust the people that send me things? All right, what is this here? The perception that big box retail closures in urban settings such as Milwaukee are predominantly driven by crime and shoplifting has been amplified by media reports and corporate statements alike. However, a comprehensive review of available data and analyses indicates this view is overstated. Instead, closures like the Aldi we just heard about, Aldi is closing and CVS's have closed and Walgreens have closed. And when you see these articles posted on social media, the comment section is always, oh, because there's so much theft and so much crime. Not the case. Whites do more stealing and shoplifting than anybody else. In fact, the white rate is double that of the black one. Instead, closures are more frequently attributable to broader structural issues, including market oversaturation, economic pressures, corporate restructuring initiatives, and strategies aimed at profit optimization. The assessment draws on recent studies and reports through 2023 to 2025, highlighting that while localized theft incidents do occur, they do not represent a nationwide epidemic sufficient to explain the majority of these closures. Retailers have cited multiple interrelated reasons for shuttering their locations, with economic and operational considerations taking precedence over crime in just about every single incident. Key factors include market saturation and overexpansion. Y'all know that we had too many damn Walmarts in the city of Milwaukee. Too many. Between the one they had on 76th and Servite, out by Northridge, which they just moved a little bit east. Now it's at 60th and Brown Deer. So between that Walmart, the one that people used to go to in Menominee Falls, Midtown, Highway 100, and East Capitol, that's too many Walmarts. You know what else I find fascinating? Have you guys noticed in the last 10, 20 years, all these mattress stores popping up? Mattress Firm, mattress store, and there's nobody in there. That's another interesting phenomenon, too, because there's nobody in there. How many damn mattresses do you even buy? A mattress every 10 or 12 years? More mattress stores are popping up, yet Walmarts and Kohl's and CVS and Walgreens are all closing, but mattress stores are opening up. Maybe we should talk about that on the other side, too. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
Been listening to you guys for probably a month. It's some change now, and this is one of my favorite radio shows. And I'm 24, so I used to think talk shows was like an old head thing, and y'all got me hooked.
Welcome to Truth Nation. We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth. Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
Been listening to you guys for probably a month. It's some change now, and this is one of my favorite radio shows. And I'm 24, so I used to think talk shows was like an old head thing, and y'all got me hooked.
Welcome to Truth Nation. We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
I take care of the kids. And I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis, or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkmylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The smartest dummies can't read the language of Egyptian mummies on a flag or a moon, and can't find food for the starving tummies. Pay no mind to the youths.
Welcome to Hour 3 of The Truth with me, Sherwin Hughes. It's not black people stealing while all the stores are closing. They oversaturated, they built too many, and also there's still incentive for a Walmart to open, close, and then the Walmart still owns the property, because the real estate is still of value. And if Walmart owns that space, they can decide if they ever sell it. Now, there's a state law. It's a loophole that Democrats have been more urgently trying to close than Republicans, because even though Republicans, well, they used to be the party of business and big business, it seems that they are more acquiescing to the worst whims and wishes of business instead of being, in my opinion, pro-business, which is actually pro-community, pro-worker, et cetera. Okay? So it's called the dark store loophole, and it screws us. Not that Milwaukee needs to be screwed more. We get screwed a lot, and not the good way people want to be screwed. We get screwed the bad way. Another reason why some of our stores, especially some of our smaller mom and pop grocery stores, I would consider the Sherman Park grocery store a mom and pop grocery store, costs have gone up. Americans never really appreciated how many things that we get, how many goods and how many products we get from overseas. Tariffs have hurt any retailer that purchases things that may come from another country. A lot of the produce that we get, it's not grown here, it's grown in Mexico. And there's a tariff on everything that originates in Mexico and crosses into the U.S. border, with the original incentive being, well, if Mexican-grown avocados are too expensive, then Americans will start growing avocados and won't have to pay the tariff. Ain't nobody growing no damn avocados. Avocados from Mexico. That's where we get our avocados from. It's too expensive. And if wages are remaining flat, which they have been, and inflation has been going up, and prices have been going up, and tariffs have been going up, this is what makes some of these grocery stores unaffordable. I don't know who I was listening to, but they kept saying, oh, well, if they just lower the prices, you can. You can't have things on the shelves of your retail store at a loss. Now, on a rare occasion, you can do that. Those are called loss leaders. Like you sell bubble gum for really cheap. Well, let's say the bubble gum costs the store 50 cents a pack and they sell it for 30 cents. Well, the cheap bubble gum may get somebody into the store, but then they'll buy cookies, candies, cakes, and soda, and AA batteries. So you can have loss leaders, things that you sell below cost to get people into the store so they buy other higher profit margin items. But black-owned grocery stores can't do that. They're at the whims of what their products actually cost. And they got to pass some of these additional costs on to you. But, of course, wages have not gone up. Our sales taxes have gone up, too. And a lot of folks are not noticing this. Your money is not going as far now as it was a year ago. Well, it's been 2 years now. That 7.9% sales tax, that hurts. And it's a regressive tax, so everybody pays it. Now, if you make $32 million a year, sales tax of almost 8%, not going to impact you that much. If you make $32,000 a year, that is a sizable amount of money that you are paying just because of the additional sales tax. So here's what the dark store loophole does. And we probably should reinvigorate these conversations, especially if the Democrats get control of the Wisconsin state legislature this year. Oh, we got a bunch of voting to do this year, by the way. Candidates have already reached out to me to want to get on the air. Not ready yet. Too early. Tory Lowe interviewed Kelda Roys on Thursday or Friday. Kelda is probably one of the more liberal, if not... The only person more liberal than Kelda is Francesca Hong, and Francesca Hong is a Democratic Socialist. But Kelda is the state senator of the Senate district in which Francesca Hong, also another candidate for governor in her own right, is in the assembly. So Kelda represents the Senate district. Francesca Hong represents an assembly district in that Senate district. It is so intensely liberal. It's Madison liberal. It's not you can get elected statewide kind of liberal. It's not you can get elected in Milwaukee liberal. So it's interesting to listen to Kelda just bash Trump and bash Republicans. And she was matter of fact with it. She was on point with it. Tory even asked her about immigration, and she, of course, was bashing Trump and bashing ICE. And Tory actually stayed pretty much on task. I thought he would have pushed back a little bit, but he did not. But yeah, I have not engaged in interviewing any of these gubernatorial candidates. First of all, the field is too crowded. It's way too many. And there's nothing differentiating one from the other based on their political stances. They're all the damn same. They all hate Trump. They all don't want the National Guard here. They're all going to talk about affordability. They're all just going to say the same thing. And that's just a waste of my time. So when the field begins to narrow, and naturally it will, polls are going to start to come out. Speaking of polls, we commissioned a poll, about 2 months ago that said that if Mandela Barnes is a Democratic nominee for governor, he will lose to the Republicans. So if you want a Republican governor, then let Mandela Barnes be the Democratic nominee for governor, because Mandela Barnes can't beat a Republican. That's neither here nor there. Also said earlier that I wouldn't date a girl that dated Mandela. And there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, sure, she's a nice lady, but I don't want to date somebody he dated, and that's a Sherwin choice. I need to go find me a woman from Thailand. Go bring me over somebody who's not all Americanized. You know what I mean? Somebody who would appreciate being in America. Somebody who's old school, you know what I'm saying? Because those women in them third world countries, they're just, oh, Sherwin, I'm so happy.
What's your problem with American women?
Everything. The fact that they're American.
Just two things.
They're American, and they're from America. I want a woman. Like a woman that loves me so much, she can't even say my name without crying. Oh, Sherwin, I go.
There's American women that do that.
For the wrong reasons. Be making up stuff. Oh, Sherwin hit me. Right? Yeah, exactly. Chun-Li from Thailand is never going to say that. What happened to me?
Yeah, what scarred you?
Oh, everything. Literally, you're still young. You haven't.
I've been through it.
No, you haven't. How old are you?
I'm an old man. I'm 34.
Oh, good God. You ain't even touched the surface yet. 34. Okay, tell you what. How old were you 16 years ago?
18.
All right. Do you remember who you were when you were 18, what you were like, what your life was like, just your whole outlook and your perspective on life at the age of 18? You remember that? You do?
Yeah.
You remember being 18. You remember graduating from high school. Look at the man that you are now. All the things you've done, the experiences you've garnered, how you've grown, how you've matured. You are not the same man that you were at 18. We can agree on that, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Okay. The difference between you at 18 and you at 34 is probably substantial. The difference between you at 34 and you at 50 is going to be more substantial than 18 to 34. So the growing you did between 18 and 34, significant. The growing and understanding and varied experiences you're going to get from 34 to 50 is a whole nother human being. You can attempt to be ready and to prepare for the next 16 years of your life. But I could imagine, Xavier, there are some things that happen and some interactions you had and people that you met between the ages of 18 and 34 you never in a million years could have predicted nor guessed. Things happen to us that we never could predict nor guess. More of those things will take place between 34 and 50. So, yes, you may have been through a lot as a 34-year-old, but come back and talk to me when you're 50 and I'm 66. God willing, I'm still here, because if I'm alive still at 66, I'm going to be even more angry. But I will probably have a Thai girlfriend who, let's see, if I'm 66 and she's 25 years younger than me, that means that she's probably in high school by now. Not even. I think she's in. My Thai wife, I don't know, she's probably playing 7th grade soccer. Well, I'm not marrying her now. It's in many years when she gets older. But I'm just saying now, what was the other math that I did? Yes, I'm still talking about the dark store loophole, but don't worry, that's not going nowhere. We'll talk about that in a second. So if I am 70 and my girlfriend is 30, how old is she now? So she's 40 years younger than, so she's 10. Oof. Ooh, that's ugly.
Sounds Trumpian.
But a 30-year-old woman is not a child. That's a...
Talking about if you're 70,
that's damn near too old to have kids, though. I'm going to look good at 70 if I'm still here. So if I'm 70 and my girlfriend is 30, right now she is in 3rd grade. It's fine. She's learning about American. She's doing times tables.
Hey, I'll let you have that one, man.
No, that's just math.
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine. So if I'm 70 and she's 40, she's 20 years old right now. Which, 20?
Hey, that's not bad.
Nah. Oh, okay, whatever. The dark store loophole is a Walmart can come into, let's say, Midtown. And Walmart still owns the shuttered Walmart. It's empty. Okay, they still own it, though, and they don't want to sell it. The dark store loophole is, so let's say when Walmart was operating in Midtown, I think they closed, it's been at least 10 years. Didn't Walmart close like 2016, 2015? Let's say they were paying $100,000 a year in property taxes when they were fully operating and had 150 staff and managers and floor workers, people in the jewelry department, in the clothing department. And let's say they had 150 workers, and they were cranking out, millions of dollars of income every single year. And they were paying the city of Milwaukee $100,000 a year in property taxes. Well, when the Walmart closes and they pack up, they still own the real estate. But now, instead of paying $100,000 in property taxes, which is, I'm just using a round number, from when they were open, now they're only paying $10,000. So the dark store loophole is when your company, your business, your big retail, big box retailer is open, we're going to assess your property fairly. You might be paying $130,000, $140,000, $150,000 a year in property taxes for a 110,000, 115,000 square foot building. Once you go out of business but still own the building, we give you a major, major discount on your property taxes. I need you to think about this now. For the last 10 years that Walmart at Midtown has been closed, instead of us getting $1 million in property taxes over the last 10 years, we've only gotten $100,000 because they legally can pay 10 times less property taxes once they shutter the business. And so that additional property tax revenue has got to come from somewhere, and oftentimes it comes from us. And you add on top of that the MPS referendum, which I assure you, no reading scores will improve. No math scores will improve. If graduation rates improve, it's because they're going to count students that came back and got their GEDs when they were 21 years old. With all the additional money that we are giving to the district, it is not going to improve because that is not the point. You need to know, because they're going to be coming around asking for another referendum probably in 2028 because they're going to run out of money soon. The schools that are high performing, I need you to know this now. I'm not telling you how to vote. I just want you to know what your vote does. The schools that are high performing, they still have like all the extracurriculars. They got AP classes, they got tutors, they got reading specialists. They still have like band and chorus and orchestra. They got a full complement of extracurriculars. They still got sports teams. So the schools that have all of that and they're high performing, everybody graduates, everybody has good test scores, ACT scores, SAT scores. When we get a school referendum, the schools that need the money the least get the money first. So high-performing schools are going to remain high-performing because they're going to get the lion's share of the referendum money. Here's the kicker, even when they don't need it. Lower-performing schools that don't have the tutors, that don't have the specialists and the AP classes and the extracurriculars and all those other amenities that we agree keep some kids going to school, those schools are not going to get enough money to be able to implement those things. I used to believe that education was some kind of great equalizer. It's not. The rich kids that go to Harvard and Yale and Princeton are going to get a kind of education befitting of the Ivy League. Kids that go to state schools and tech schools, yes, they're going to get an education, but it's still going to be a major, major divide. I used to think, oh, no, if you go to school, everything is equal. No, it's not, because school itself isn't equal. You mean to tell me that the kids that go to Rufus King High School and they take college classes and AP classes at King are getting the same, like their diploma is going to be worth the same as a kid that went to North Division, where it's a crapshoot if the teachers even show up at North Division? Even our education systems within the same district are stratified. High-performing schools are going to remain that. Low-performing schools are going to remain that. And they ask for money, additional referendum money, on the backs of the low-performing schools because they tell us, but the babies in North Division can't read. They can't do the mathematics. We need the referendum so the babies can do the math and the reading. And we say, okay, we'll vote yes on a referendum. And then King gets another PhD reading specialist. And North Division gets 4 more security guards. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Never miss a moment of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 101.7 The Truth.
You know who's responsible for those kids' safety? Everybody at Waterford High School. The police, the law. decency, morality is responsible for those kids' safety. Had the Rufus King High School students been physically attacked, that's not the fault of the coach. That's blaming the victim. Come on, you know better than that. It would be the fault of the attacker.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation. Mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the second annual Truth Community Awards hosted by Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman, celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale right now. Visit 1017thetruthAwards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffers, Cousin Subs, and the 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards hosted by Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman from 5:30 until 8 p.m. at Venue 3 in the 3rd Street Market Hall. Do not miss the best community awards event of the year. All right, let's talk to... All right, Bob. Remember our little conversation? Hello, Bob. Go ahead now.
Well, when I get, the different age brackets that you were talking about, you feel differently. But the only thing I'm up there, the only thing I feel different is those very lovely young ladies coming up makes me wish I was younger. Other than that, I had a wonderful time at my age. And that's about it, Shirley.
Okay. You wish you were younger because you could chase young skirts. Now you're too old to chase them.
No. I don't want to chase them, but they look so lovely. I got to act right, but man, that's what makes me wish I was young. I will talk to you later, Sherwin. Sir?
All right, bye. Mm-hmm. What does that even mean? He wishes he was younger because women, you can still admire the beauty of a woman at any age. I don't know. Bob liked to chase.
I think he's talking about his vitality.
Bob ain't had none since Reagan was president, probably. Bob ain't Probably ain't even had none the whole Obama term. Obama got elected almost 20 years ago. Ain't that crazy? Obama started campaigning 19 years ago. Yeah, Bob, he ain't. You know, every time he comes here, he offers the women that work here money. You know that he Western Union, because he would leave cash here. He'd just leave it. Because he would want me to take Rhea. He left money to take her out. He left money for me to take care of. First of all, I'm not taking my coworkers out at all for any reason. A woman coworker? Hell to the no. Are you kidding me? There's a saying. Don't use the bathroom where you eat. Don't date a coworker. I would never. Not in a million years. I know there's people that do that. That's weird to me. All these people out here in the world, you're going to mess with somebody you work with. Because what if you don't want to see them? What if you're in a meeting with them? What if you're on a Zoom call with them? What if you got to work with them on a damn project and y'all fighting and disagreeing and arguing about something? You mess up the whole... If I owned a big business, I would not let any of y'all date each other. No humping, no... If I catch my employees out together, both of y'all getting fired. Because you have an impact on your coworkers, and I don't know how the hell people don't see that. Because especially if you got somebody that's like upper level management and they're dating someone who's lower tier, which we know is sexual harassment. You're not supposed to have that mismatch of power, that power dynamic at the workplace. But what happens is the man, let's say he's the higher level manager and he's dating someone who is his subordinate. He'll let her get away with anything. She can be a bad person, a bad employee. She can come late. She can leave early. She probably gets extra vacation time. You know what I mean? And don't nobody want to see that. Employers be messing up so bad with that stuff. Like basic rules, you got to put that stuff in play. No humping. Go somewhere. Go hump somebody at WNOV. Should be no Truth, Good Karma brands mixing of the humps. Go to another radio station. Let's talk to Al. Thank you so much for sending the flower to my father's funeral. We really appreciate that very much. I don't care what they say about you, Al. You sent a beautiful bouquet to help remember my father. So I think my mother is going to send you a thank you letter in the mail, too. So thank you again.
Oh, no problem. But what I was going to say to you is if he or she know what they're doing at their job, that would never be revealed anyway. And it doesn't start getting out of hand until the juices get them going crazy or somebody know how to use them trapezius muscles and it went to their head and got their nostrils wide open like crack and cocaine. Moving forward, Bob is at a point in his life right now. Bob probably only needs some head every 2 weeks and some cooter cat every 3 weeks. He just got to find him a woman who got a good retainer, and he just can't have no beer. Because even though he got one bad arm, the other 3 arms is still fine. He just needs somebody to give him a good oil change here and there. Also, I was going to say, too, there's nothing wrong with dating somebody. You should date people from all age groups, from 19 to 100. You can learn so much because from every person you gain experience and wisdom. But what happens is when you don't date certain ages, that cooter cat get you all effed up in the head, or some of these girls who ain't used to getting that good girth and that good length, and then got her all expanded like her pH balance, so now she's busting out little windows. So what I want to say to you, just you know the terms and conditions, just like with you. You said you would never date anybody who deal with Mandela, but you know Mandela, nothing against him. Everything is probably very mediocre. And you're probably that one person who could have expanded her wings like an eagle and took her to a level that she ain't never been before. Because sometimes the lunch is what set the pace for the dessert. You know what I mean? That strawberry shortcake with a little, whipped cream. So that's all I was going to say. So when you're dating, date what you want. So the man who got 12 kids, he probably know how to use his hips. So, of course, women don't want to be with him, but they keep him in the phone. They probably want a man to come home to who's going to keep her home at home, just like some of you men. You have that woman who know how to use them trapezius muscles who got you feeling sluggish on the weekend. When you walk in the door, when you walk out the door, and before you drive out the driveway. But you only call her as needed. So everybody serve a purpose. It just depends on what time you use them. Have a great day, and maybe have you a shot of gin before you get ready to sin. Because the aftermath is when it's done, and the best part is in the beginning. Happy Monday.
You in charge. I want to hear you say that. Say it.
I'm in charge.
You my partner.
I know.
Say it. I'm in charge.
I'm in charge.
Trapezius muscles. Were you guys at the last, well, some of you were, the last Beyond the Mic where Bob said he had not had a drink in like 40 years? Did you guys, for those of you that are listening or maybe in the YouTube chat, see Bob drinking those genuine drafts? Do you remember what Bob was doing by the time he got to his second genuine draft? He was slamming the bottle on the table so hard that we thought he was going to break the glass. In fact, we were so afraid to let Bob drive. I mean, Bob had 2 beers. You know, Bob don't weigh but 119 pounds. A good gust of wind will blow Bob to Kansas. And so Bob was just getting mad. I ain't had no beer since 1986. He slammed, like he raised with his good arm. He raised that bottle up and he slammed it on that table in Mr. B's. I thought he was going to break the glass. Take a break. Why are people typing skeet? I'm not reading any of these comments in the YouTube. I'm not reading any of these. Let me check my YouTube poll. We asked you guys a poll at the beginning of the show. Is the main reason why stores are closing in Milwaukee because of theft? It's tied. I've never seen a 50-50. 50% of you say yes. 50% of you say no to the question, is theft the main reason why stores are closing in Milwaukee? Maybe I didn't do a good enough of a job explaining why some of these retail outfits are closing. But what they're doing, though, is they're not selling the property. Because when Walmart was open, I gave you an example of the dark store loophole. Walmart, because they still retain the property, they can rent it to whoever they want to. So far, they have not rented it to anybody. But when the Walmart was open at Midtown, I give you just round numbers. These may not be the exact figures. It could be higher or lower. When Walmart was fully operational and had 130, 140 employees, they were paying, let's say, $100,000 a year, no, maybe $1 million a year in property taxes, $100,000 a month. But now that they're closed, they still are paying property taxes, but they have this thing called the dark store loophole, which says if you are a large retail outlet like Walmart and you have shuttered your operations, but you still own the building, you pay dramatically less property taxes. And what that does is that harms the taxpayers in Milwaukee because we are getting dramatically less property tax revenue. Now, add up and the Walmart on 104th and Silver Spring, that one is gone too. So let's say we have 4 or 5 shuttered Walmarts in the city of Milwaukee, which may have been contributing $4 or $5 million in property taxes every single year. And that's money that we can use for filling the potholes and paving the streets and picking up the leaves and plowing the snow and paying the cops. Now, because those Walmarts are shuttered, where they were paying $4 or $5 million every year in property taxes, now they're paying $400,000 or $500,000, leaving a major, major gap that has to be made up for. And a lot of times that gap is made up for by charging us more money on our property taxes as homeowners. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much left because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, 1017 The Truth is proud to partner with the Marcus Performing Arts Center to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. live from Uline Hall. On Monday, January 19th at 4 p.m., join us for the 42nd annual Martin Luther King Jr. birthday celebration as culture, community, and conversation come together at one of Milwaukee's most iconic stages. Be a part of a powerful day honoring Dr. King's vision through unity, purpose, and progress with the award-winning 1017 The Truth live from the Marcus Performing Arts Center. That is going to be on Monday, January 19th, 4 o'clock. I'm not doing anything for Black History Month. I'm not doing more for Black History Month than white folks are doing. So if they want to do something, all right. But if not, I don't like our history being a novelty. And no, I get it. Oh, February is where we pay particular attention. We should be doing that every single day. I also don't want anyone to think that you can separate or segregate my history out. My history, in some cases, is more American history than theirs. Some of them only got here in 1910. Some of these white folks ain't even been here long enough. And the Irish came over here because they had up all the damn potatoes. They didn't have no potatoes in Ireland, so they said, we're going to go to America and eat up all the potatoes. What if we didn't have no damn potatoes? You would have went somewhere else. Shout out to the Irish, but you know what I mean? Y'all, they ain't been here that long. And then the Irish have the audacity to say, you know what, Sherwin? They treated us like we were black people too. No, they didn't. They didn't treat us very nicely. Because the Italians didn't like you, you don't get to liken yourself to black people. Irish people always, white folks are always looking for ways in which they can be the damn victims. That's so disgusting to me. It's just so irresponsible. Well, you know, Sherwin, we sometimes don't get jobs because of affirmative action in black people. If you lost a job to somebody black, you suck. That's why. There's no other reason. Well, no, it's not fair. Because if they don't hire the black person, and the black person will sue. Sue who? Always making up an excuse. Just, seriously, white folks. Well, it's not fair. We got to share our country with Mexico. Maybe it's not fair we got to share the country with y'all. You ever think about that for a second? We ain't never even did nothing to hurt white folks. Ever. Do you think there was ever a group of black people that got together once they got elected and said, hey, blacks, huddle around, blacks. You guys want to stop white people from voting? Do you think we ever did that? Do you think it was ever a group of black cops in whatever city that got together and huddled around and said, hey, actually, no, this is how it is. Hey, you want to just pull over all the black people we see? Because all black cops sound like Dr. Ken. No, black cops never did that. Never sat around and talked about how they were going to racially profile white folks. In fact, you know what? I wonder if I can find the statistics. I bet black officers are more likely to release white people from traffic stops with just a warning than they are other black people. I'll be willing to bet dollars to donuts. I'd be willing to bet that some black cops, because if somebody has tinted windows, you can't always see who's driving the vehicle. I'm going to try and find this information out because they have to document the race of traffic stops. I'm going to do some digging. In fact, I'm going to make that my project for tonight. I'm going to see if there are differences when the officer is black and the motorist is white. What are those results? Because we know what the racial profiling results are when the drivers are black and Latino and the officer is white. Duh. But what about when the officer is black? And here's what I'm going to guess. Now, I don't know yet because I don't even know where I'm going to find this data, but I bet you if it exists, I'm going to find it. I bet you if a black cop pulls over a vehicle, right, and they approach the vehicle, and the driver rolls the window down, and let's say the officer couldn't see, and the name when they run the plate is racially ambiguous. Like, Kyle Wallace. And let's say there's a white guy named Kyle Wallace. Because Kyle Wallace does not, shout out to Kyle Wallace, but there's no definitive race with a name like Kyle anything, really. All the Kyles I know has been white. But I bet you that black cop, when he sees that he pulled over somebody white, I bet you that black cop apologizes. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to pull you over, sir. Had I known, please don't report it to my supervisor. Ooh, Dr. Ken gonna be mad at me. I bet Dr. Ken let all the white people go. It could be a white man who fits a description of someone who just murdered 16 people and they've got a smoking AK-47 on the passenger seat. And Dr. Ken be like, well, just make sure you have a holster for that thing. All right, then, go on about your business. Ooh, Dr. Ken gonna be... I know I wouldn't want to be pulled over about Dr. Ken. Dr. Ken would have... He cuffed me on the air one day. One day I brought some toy handcuffs. And y'all who were watching YouTube that day saw it. He busted in here and he put my hands behind my back and cuffed me. It was real natural for him.
Those are the glory days.
I have my theory about men that decide to be cops. It's like an 80-20 theory. And I'm not remarking on why Dr. Ken became a police officer. I don't know, and quite honestly, I don't care. In fact, I'm not even picking on him. That's not fair to do that. He's my colleague and he's my friend. He's just such an easy target. But the 80-20 rule, from what I understand about police, and I've had enough interaction with them, talked to them, grew up with them, been pulled over by them, whatever. I've had interactions with cops. And doing Black Talk Radio, a lot of our conversation revolves around criminal justice and policing, right? So the 80-20, this is my philosophy. 20% are decent, honest men and women that want to improve public safety. They care about a neighborhood, they care about a city, and they want to make sure that innocent people can feel safe walking around at night, safe sitting on their porch. I believe that 20% of police officers right now really genuinely care. They are public servants to the highest degree. They don't care who you are. They'll help you on duty or off. 20% of the cops are saintly people that want to do the most good. Do they make mistakes? Well, of course they do, because they're human. For the most part, they're wonderful people and they're helpful. The other 80% got beat up in high school and like somebody took their girlfriend. That's 80% of them. 80% of the dudes that say, I want to be a cop because I want to be powerful, I want to be respected because I didn't have any power and didn't get any respect when I was growing up. So I want this badge and this gun so I can flex on people, so I can be tough, so I can arrest people, so I can scare people, so I can intimidate people. Because that's the thing about a cop. I don't care who you are. Everybody gets that same pit of the stomach feeling when you see them red and blues in your rearview mirror. And we all go through the same chain of 4-letter words when we know we're getting pulled over. Ain't this about this mother... And I know exactly what you say because I say it too. And I think some of them cops like that. And they pull you over. And there's no urgency whatsoever, so they pull you over. 10 minutes later, they get their asses out the car. And they don't walk, they mosey. Ask me some stupid mess like, hey, do you know why I pulled you over? First of all, don't answer that question. You pulled me over. Why am I telling you why you pulled me over? You want to know? They're trying to get you to admit something that they don't know about. And some of y'all are stupid, right? Cop might have pulled you over because you had a tail light out, which I don't even think they can pull you over for that anymore. Your stupid ass gonna say something like, because I was going 47 in a 30. Guess what? The cop may not have clocked you going 47 in a 30, but guess what, dummy? You just told them that you were. Now you're getting a speeding ticket. They ask you why they pulled you over. Say either nothing or you're not answering any questions. You want to know why? Why do you think I pulled you over? Because I got a bunch of dope and guns in the trunk. Oh, you do ya? They're fishing. They're on a fishing expedition. Y'all over here thinking you're going to be friendly to the damn cops and think they're going to let you go. No, they ain't going to let you go. Mr. Hughes, I heard you talking about us. Why don't you step on out of the vehicle? And at that point, I got Tony Cotton on speed dial. All right, let me take a break, come back, continue our conversation. Oh, I said I was going to talk about feminism and the 1, 2, 3, 4 waves of feminism. Basically, when women started to gain rights, we can go back to, I think, the second wave of feminism. So right when women got suffrage, 1920 and 1930s, where women were starting to get more political power, men were like, okay, we're going to sexualize children because women now are not taking our mess anymore. They're rebelling against men. So do you guys know somebody named Shirley Temple? They used to dress her up like a little whore. Shirley Temple was like 8, little 9 years old. Here's another one. Brooke Shields, when she was 11 years old, appeared fully nude in a movie. This is in the 1970s now when women were really becoming liberated and burning their bras. So men in Hollywood were like, okay, women, if you don't want to listen to us and be under, our control, we're going to sexualize little girls then. We'll talk more about that at some point. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Mr. DJ, why don't you slow this party down? Crime narratives can be politically or emotionally resonant, but data shows that big box store closures in urban areas like Milwaukee are overwhelmingly tied to economic performance and financial viability, market saturation and foot traffic declines, corporate restructuring toward online and flexible formats, macro retail trends like inflation, the cost of rent, labor, and the competition from e-commerce. You don't need a whole Walmart store when somebody can go to walmart.com and order directly from the retailer, or if you go on to Amazon. So no, it's not black people stealing, because statistically, I told you, the white people steal more than anything. White people steal souls. They steal hope, futures. So no, it's not that. I hate when people speak negatively about our community and then those negative stereotypes seem to stick. So no, it isn't that. All right, so the mattress stores that have popped up all over the place, and you go to a mattress store and there's nobody in there, you'd think that somebody would just steal the mattresses. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen an employee in a mattress store, but it's always open. So here is one theory as to, and no, it's not a CIA front. It's none of that stuff. We always come up with these damn conspiracies. So if you look where they're located, so let me do this first. A lot of complaints in the last 20 years or so there's been so much investment downtown. We used to invest in neighborhoods. We used to invest, right, in walkable neighborhoods in Milwaukee, but then in the last 20 years, we've invested a lot more downtown. So if you have big box retailers that were in neighborhoods, and we as a strategy, as the city of Milwaukee, have put more money, effort, time, and resources downtown than anything that exists in neighborhoods, including your Walgreens, your CVS's, your Walmarts, are likely going to close because where the city has been trending and wanting its investment has been downtown. So that's another reason why the neighborhood stores are not exactly a priority, but things downtown have been. So with the mattress stores, a lot of times they are in suburban areas. They're in strip malls, or they're areas that are now being built up because people have left the city. Like 30 years ago, Thiensville, Grafton, Cedarburg, and parts of Mequon, well, nobody living out there, but now you have a whole bunch of people moving out there. You got restaurants and all sorts of stuff popping up in some of those suburban enclaves. So what a mattress store will do is they'll buy some property, put a mattress store, which is not very labor intensive because maybe you have one person working there, maybe two, so you're not paying a lot of labor, but they own that real estate in these up and coming suburbs. And as time goes on, the real estate that the mattress store is in goes up in value. And there's a handful of entrepreneurs who are involved in buying these open, available retail spaces and putting mattress stores in there. But you got to think, well, why mattresses? How often do people even buy mattresses? I'm going to tell you why mattresses. First of all, they get to hang on to the real estate forever, and eventually they can sell it or they can lease it out to, another business or a restaurant or a company. But they're buying these pieces of property and hanging on to them and putting mattress stores in them because, the markup on a mattress, the profit is like 900%. Think about this for a second. You only got to sell like 4 mattresses a month to break even because the profit margin is so high on mattresses, you don't even have to sell a lot of them. So that's why it makes a lot of sense. And if you are one of these big-time hedge fund managers and you want to acquire as much property as possible, especially in neighborhoods and in suburbs that are up and coming, that are growing in population because, the yards are bigger, the houses are nicer, and the schools are better, buy a piece of retail property, put a mattress store in it, you sell 2 or 3 mattresses a week, you are way in the black profit-wise because mattress markup is insane. I didn't even know that mattress markup was what it was. I might get me a mattress store. My problem is I might want to test out some of the mattresses. Because, you know what I mean? You got to test the mattress. It's got to have the bounce to it. Not too much bounce. You know what I'm saying, Xavier?
I know what you mean.
And I want to be able to get a good night rest. See, I like a pillow top. A pillow top mattress, real comfortable.
Yeah, you sink right into it.
Mm-hmm. It's a pillow. And you lay on it. Maybe you're naked. I don't know how you sleep. I don't care how you sleep. Sleep, however, butt naked with the fan on, no fan. I like the fan. I like moving air. And sometimes I stick one leg out. I don't know what it is, but I got to stick a leg out. I'll be in the covers. I got so many blankets and comforters and blankets, and I got sheets and I got throw blankets. And it's like I built a little fort. But then, bloop, I got to stick out that leg. I look like a dead body. It's just a leg sticking out. You don't see no other part of my body but that leg. One of my 3 legs sticking out. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.
Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
Been listening to you guys for probably a month. It's some change now, and this is one of my favorite